So a couple of sea otters just wolfed down some Jell-O to make their Super Bowl predictions. Yeah, you heard that right. These 4-year-old rescue otters here, named Arthur and Fisher, are living at the Texas State Aquarium in Corpus Christi. And this aquarium just had these creatures channel their inner Punxsutawney's Phil to make their own prognostication as to who's going to win this weekend's heavily trademark-protected big game. So here's how the wet bet went. Some aquarium workers built 2 separate ice cakes using Jell-O for these otters, one for San Francisco and one for Kansas City, to see which team's frozen logo the creatures preferred. They then let loose these webbed mammals. Arthur made a beeline right to the Kansas City treat, while Fisher veered off towards San Francisco. But in a seeming renunciation of his own name, Fisher did not take to San Francisco's apparently fishy-flavored ice, and abandoned the 49ers for a more pleasant munch of the Chiefs' chilly little delicacy. And thus, there you have it. These 2 otters think that Kansas City will win the Super Bowl. Now, if you think an aquatic setting like this is an unusual place to predict a sports bet, for one thing, it actually pales in comparison to the testosterone-laced waters of that Circa Stadium swim in Vegas outside of a giant sports book. But just like suffering through 4 hours worth of commercials constantly interrupting 60 minutes worth of playtime, otters making Super Bowl predictions is kind of a new pastime here in these United States. Which begs the question, are they any good? Well, a few years ago for Super Bowl 56, river otters at Moody Gardens in Galveston, Texas ran off with a blue football suggesting that the Rams would defeat the Bengals, which went on to be true. But for Super Bowl 54, the previous matchup of San Francisco versus Kansas City, otters at the Mote Marine Laboratory in Sarasota, Florida, in a 2-1 decision, predicted San Francisco would win, but they ultimately went on to lose to the Chiefs. Okay, so is any of this conclusive? Probably not. But if you're the kind of person who's put down some big money based on what a sea otter told you regarding whether or not a musician's boyfriend ends up winning his football game, the National Gambling Helpline is available at 1-800-GAMBLER, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.